A is now behind us. Let's spin the wheel for the next episode. Oh, is that going to be H or is it going to creep over into I, J and Y? Nope, it's going to be H. Okay, H. Haterenne. Nice. We have restricted in Ho-Oh. Have access to Fake Out and Intimidate with Hitmontop. Yeah, we've got some Pokemon to choose from.
Welcome to the Pokemon Wheel of Fortune. The rules of play. Number 1, this game uses whatever the current VGC format is. Number 2, the letters of the alphabet are placed onto our Wheel of Fortune at random. The wheel is spun and I must make a team of Pokemon whose names start with that letter. I will then take that team onto the in-game battle spot ladder and play until I win one battle. Number 3, if necessary, I can swap the team members out for other eligible Pokemon throughout the course of those battles. Number 4, letters that contain fewer than 6 fully evolved Pokemon have been grouped together. If the current format includes restricted Pokemon, but there are none whose name begins with a corresponding letter, then I get to choose another one myself. Number 5, lastly, once a letter has been selected, it will be removed from the wheel for future episodes. The wheel will be spun at the end of each episode for the following episode.
Welcome to episode number 10 of the Pokemon Wheel of Fortune. In the last episode, it took us a little bit longer than I would have liked to find our win, but we did get there in the end. And for this episode, we spun and hit the letter H. And we're kind of following a theme of the legendary birds lately. We had Moltres, Lugia, Articuno, and now Ho-Oh. I'm wondering if we're going to get X, Y, Z for our next episode to round out the theme and get Zapdos. But here we are with the letter H, and this is the team that I came up with. We've got the aforementioned Ho-Oh. I did kind of want to go Calm Mind, same way I did with Lugia the other week, but decided to do something a little bit different, just a bit more offensive, just going for it. We've got Protect and 3 coverage moves, the ability to use our max Airstream if we want, and safety goggles, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had those, I think, on every team since we've come back to the Dynamax format, or at least I've had a way to stop Venusaur sporing in each of the episodes. That said, haven't faced Venusaur since the first episode in this format, so it's been a bit of a waste, but it's there anyway. Now, over to the right, we've got Heliolisk. Now this, I think, might be the weakest link of the team, both literally and figuratively speaking. It doesn't have any bulk, because it's a Heliolisk, but I've given it Glare and Ally Switch, because I think those are going to be invaluable to helping us get set up and get damage off, particularly Ally Switch, which is a move that I hate. I have used it before, of course, on this series, but in general, I really dislike Ally Switch. But it's necessary for this team. It helps us with Ho-Oh, getting Ho-Oh out of the way of strong water moves, and also getting Heliolisk in the way of electric moves that could come Ho-Oh's way. More on Heliolisk later. We've also got Hitmontop, so we've got Intimidate with Eject button as well, and we've paired it with Hydreigon. So similar to our episode with Lucario and Lapras, we actually have Vacuum Wave into weakness policy strategies that we can go for as well. And then in the last 2 slots, I've got Haterenne as a Trick Room option, which doesn't have Trick Room. I should probably change that before we start the battles. It should have Trick Room. And then in the final slot, it was quite tough to pick something. We've gone for Heracross. And yeah, Haterenne and Heracross, there's a strategy there. If you know, you know. If you don't, stick around and hopefully you'll learn something new. So that's the team. Can we get a win sooner rather than later? I don't think it's the easiest team to pilot by any means, but let's give it a go. We have our first opponent, and it's the Chancy Shuckle stuff. Yeah, I don't have Taunt. I don't think there's a way for us to beat this. The only way we can win this is if we brute force our way through with Heracross. And maybe Hydreigon. Okay, we're going to go with these two. We're going to grab that, and we're going to grab that as well. So we're not even bringing Ho-Oh. So what we're going for here is try to knock out the Chansey as quickly as we can. Well, I say that. Try to knock out the Chansey before it gets fully set up. Do everything we can to dissuade my opponents from going for their strategy. So Kyogre Comfy lead. So a potential trick room play from my opponent. They might switch the Kyogre out. But if they don't, we're going for this protect. If they don't, actually just going to max. See an ally switch, and in case you're wondering why I hate ally switch so much, this might have something to do with it. So I thought I went for the Glare, but I didn't. But I'm glad I didn't. They actually just go straight after a Heliolisk. Just a simple Psychic. So giving our opponent a taste of their own medicine. They've wasted 2 max turns, but again, it's a Chansey team, you know. They're going for a Trick Room. I'm totally fine with that. In fact, that might just be where I want to be. I'm going to go for a Protect and a Thunderbolt into Comfy. But I was expecting either a switch or an ally switch. Next, the Giga Drain into Weakness Policy. So I'm glad that I went for this play. Hailstorm. Yeah, that's a decent play. But I focus Sash though. And I'm glad to see that the rain's disappearing then. I'm not going to complain about that. But again, we've got to watch out for this Chansey, because I'm fully expecting Chansey to come in now. So our Heliolisk is going to go down to Hail, which is good. Because now we bring in Heracross. Shuckle. So Shuckle has Toxic and the defense swap. Defense power split. So either they just go for it on Kyogre, or they try to switch Chansey in now. And go from there. But we're going to do this. So they do swap into Chansey. They're going for the strat. I'll be very interested to see how much damage this does. So we are life all Heracross. Yeah, out comes the guard split, of course. I don't think Shuckle gets ally switch, I don't know for sure. So Magic Powder comes out, Chansey is now Psychic type. So if this does more than 50%, we're golden. Not quite. Unfortunately, not quite. But then of course the hail comes in. So they have to go for a soft boiled. Otherwise I'm just going to knock them out. So what we're going to do here is a little something else. I wasn't counting on that. So yeah, there's their soft boiled. So I guess our max knuckle probably doesn't knock out now, unfortunately. Still does good damage. I'm not sure if it's better if I switch out or not with Heracross. I think we do this. Because they're probably going to do the same thing again. Power split into Heracross, which will now beat Hydreigon. Actually don't, so we could have stayed in. And then of course we're going to see the minimize. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one from here. I think we do something like this. So we actually hit the chance with our Dark Pulse. Doesn't do much damage. Ice Beam, okay. Should we live? We get our policy. Which I don't... could make a difference, but I don't necessarily expect it to. And then from here, we need to get really fortunate. That's for sure. I think they need to soft boil with Chansey again. So we actually hit another Dark Pulse. That's decent damage as well. They need to go for soft boil. If we get a flinch, that would be great, plus would be karma as well. The Origin Pulse comes out. Haterenne sticks around. Our Psychic not doing much damage. So unfortunately they don't flinch. Our Psychic is not going to do much damage, but that's okay because I don't want it for the, yeah, I wasn't expecting to do much damage anyway. Now, I hope that our Heracross is faster than their Kyogre, because that's why I've changed its type into Psychic. Unfortunately, we don't know. But if we are faster, then we're in with a fighting chance. We're not faster. Miss, please. No miss. That's a shame. That is a shame. That'll probably knock us out. Actually doesn't. Wow, okay. So we get a Mega Horn. That's why we changed it to Psychic type. Okay, we have only one chance to hit this Mega Horn. I think we make this play. Because I think they have to Seismic Toss, right? And any damage is useful at this point, although we missed. Okay, well, here's hoping. Yeah, unfortunately we missed. So that's unfortunate. It's just one of those teams that, you know, if you don't have an answer to it, then what do you do? I'm very happy with how I played. I think I played totally fine. I think that I did as best as I could, and played with the odds that my opponent forced upon us, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Would have been super nice if I'd hit that Mega Horn, see how much damage that would have done. If Heracross and Haterenne, that duo in this game, not to discredit what Hydreigon did, Hydreigon was pretty useful as well, but they almost pulled it through just out of those two, just between those two. So, on to our next proper battle, I hope. Okay, next opponent, it's another Kyogre with female Indeedee this time. Again, super hyper offensive. I guess that's what we're dealing with this evening. So I think we just do the same again. As much as I hate just whacking out the ally switch on turn 1, I think that's just what we do. And once again, what do I bring? I don't think Hitmontop is particularly useful here. Hitmontop's not bad. I don't think I bring Ho-Oh. No, definitely not. Hitmontop. Ah. Hydreigon's not bad either though. We're going to hit on top because I actually want to use Wide Guard to block Expanding Force and potential Origin Pulse. So I don't really play outside of recording, and it's really interesting just to kind of see the trends each time I play. So Water Urshifu. If they go after my Heliolisk with a water move, I'm going to be so just done with this game. So they switch Kyogre out into Indeedee, I think. Yeah. Nice of them to set up the Psychic Terrain for me. Very surprising. So for once we don't see a first turn Dynamax. Okay, so this person knows that Heliolisk gets Dry Skin, they didn't just go for it on turn 1. And now we are dealing with Follow Me. Here's how we deal with that. Here's how we get around that. We're pulling something fancy here. They switch Urshifu out. Back into Kyogre. So we're bringing Heracross. Well, if they go for Follow Me though, this play doesn't work out. Okay, they didn't go for Follow Me, thankfully. So they've probably gone for an Expanding Force. So this is why we made the play that we made. Because while we lose stab, it still does a lot of damage though. While we lose stab on Heracross, at least we take that hit a lot better. Is this Sash, or is it safety goggles? That is the question. So I'm hoping our opponent doesn't go follow me. I think they must, right? They don't have a choice. And unfortunately, we're still going to take a buttload of damage from any water attack that comes out from Kyogre. Follow me. So basically we're going to find it now. Is it sashed or is it safety goggles? It's not safety goggles. And we didn't want to see sash. Yeah. No, that's no good. That's no good at all. What, just knocks out Haterenne. That's even at -1. Is that specs by any chance? So we're going to bring Hitmon top in. We're going to try wide guarding. But at this point, I don't think... I mean, our opponent probably could just max, right? I thought they did max it, they didn't. So we just go for our wide guard. Yeah, we see another follow me. So the play, what we should have done before, which was just a better play all around. I was getting a bit greedy going after Kyogre. I should have just gone for the psychic and the attack into Indeedee. I'm sure that's specs, right? I mean, the way it just, the amount of damage it did at -1. And out comes that base. Which does have access to flying moves. Not that it matters, because our Heracross is no longer weak to flying. I feel like they're probably going to swap Kyogre out, right? I mean, that makes the most sense. Either way, we're going to commit to this, just in case they don't. Yeah, so they do. And Zapdos going big. So even with the Moxie boost, I don't think this is going to knock out. It'd be awesome if it did. I don't think this is going to knock out somehow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I still don't think we win. I'm fairly certain that is specs Kyogre. I mean, if it is, they can't afford to lock into a water move while we have Heliolisk. wonder what my opponent does. Probably Ice Beam, Heracross, and Surging Strikes into Hitmontop, you've got to imagine. I really want to switch in Heliolisk on the Hitmontop slot. Because I feel like that's what they do, right? Surely that's what they do. They Ice Beam and just Surging Strikes. Yes, I'm going to do that. Maybe they don't. Maybe they go for a close combat. So let's actually go for the Surging Strikes and Heracross. Which is not what we wanted to see. So I guess... What did they do then? Just went for Water Spout. Like I said, I'm fairly sure that that is Specs. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not. I mean, does a Thunderbolt even knock out Urshifu? Because Heliolisk is not strong. Although, if it is Specs Kyogre, then we win anyway, right? I'm still going to fake it out. Yeah, I'm going to fake out Thunderbolt. And my opponent forfeit, so I guess that was it. I guess that was it. We won. We turned it around in style. Quite happy with that. And, you know, I think we're going to spin the wheel. We didn't even see Ho-Oh on this team. This team did not have a restricted Pokemon, effectively. So, we got the win. That was fun. Nice little strategy we had going on there. So let's spin the wheel, see what we get next. Maybe Zed. Out of all the teams that I featured so far in this series, I think that one was the most stylish so far. With the Haterenne Heracross strategy we had going on, really worked out for us, especially in that final game where we got the win. The side Magic Powder, Psychic type Heracross. Let's not talk about the turn afterwards where I doubled Kyogre, even though I called what indeed he was going to do and should have doubled that instead. Let's not talk about that. Let's focus on that Psychic type Heracross. Anyway, H is behind us. Let's spin, see what we get next. Is it going to be Zed? I think that's moving too fast for Zed. Yeah, it's not going to be Zed. That's going to be C. Caterpie. No comment. C. Okay, of course, Calyrex. You've seen Ice Rider, you've seen Shadow Rider. Have you seen Horseless? No Rider. No Rider Calyrex. Don't get your hopes up. What else we got? Oh, Caterpie is in the game. I didn't even realise. My apologies, Caterpie. We'll see if you make it onto the team. Celesteela. Center Scorch, Pokemon I really like. I like a lot. You've got strong picks like Charizard in there as well. Cinderace. There are a ton of Pokemon to choose from. Okay. Trick Room options in Cresselia with Tailwind options in Crobat. Trick Room in Comfey as well. Do we have Intimidate? At a glance, I don't see any Intimidate Pokemon. I don't think we get any Prankster either. So it looks like we are going to be building a team. Oh, I could use Cosmome or Cosmog as well. Yeah, looks like we've got options. We've got really good options in terms of Pokemon moves and controlling the field. Do we have Pokemon with good abilities that can help us get through that though? Now that I've just seen the Prankster Cottony, I might have to do a Jamie Boyd and and see if it makes the team. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and as usual, I'm hoping to see you guys in the next one. You take care.